I am always with you to the very end of age. As Matthew 28:20 is from the Bible. It's a very famous quote or whatever from the Bible. And the reason I'm actually going to be talking about this today, I'm not trying to become like a religious channel or nothing like that. I'm not trying to become something that I'm not. I don't like practice Christianity a whole bunch, but my grandma gave me this wristband, and it has it on there, and I look at it. I think about that stuff. I mean, like I'm not going to talk about a Bible quote or some religious quote or verse or any famous saying or poem or form of literature that resonates with a lot of people unless it resonates with me. So some of you may have heard it. Some of you may have not heard this Bible verse, but me myself, I've heard it a lot. I think even someone like me who comes from a Christian background, I did grow up in a Christian household and since left the community. I don't practice it. I don't participate in it unless I'm showing respect or conceding to comply with like the majority of people when they're having a prayer circle. But I'm bringing this up because it means something to me now. This little quote on my little rubber band bracelet on my wrist that my grandma gave me, it means something to me now. I was looking at it this morning. I ate some cereal, got up, had a good day, and I looked at it and I was like, I'm going to talk about that in one of my videos today. So, isn't it crazy that your family or someone who loves you gives you a gift that means something to you? But really, what does this mean to me? What is this quote? Matthew. What is this Bible verse? Matthew's 28:20 mean to me? I am always with you to the very end of age. Let me know what this means to you down in the comments. Just at face value. I'm going to read it one more time again. I am always with you to the very end of age. Essentially saying like I am always with you to the very end of time. That would be like a more modern day translation. But what does this mean to me? This is the call of life. This is everything that we have ever wanted, to never be alone. We are all so very fundamentally lonely to the core. I feel so lonely. I know I can talk more and touch and feel and have my senses and smell, taste, all those things, and then it ends. It's over. I know it will end one day. But it's never really over. All those experiences that I had, I have the memories. I have all the things and people that I've talked to. It's just from a different perspective. For me, where my mind really goes, and I'll try to get to the point and not ramble on here, but people, in my opinion, they never really leave you, even if they are dead. It's crazy. Maybe I am just really lonely to the point where I think that this is like, plausible, like a sane way to think. But even when you meet someone, they're with you forever. Nobody can leave you as long as you can think of it, as long as you can remember them. Like, till the end of all ages, till the end of time, till your very end, our last breath, we will never actually be alone. Yeah, nobody's gonna, die exactly the way that you're feeling or, experience what you're feeling, but you might be scared when it happens. You might be happy. I don't know. I never thought if I would be panicking or scared if I was gonna die or be happy or be mad or be regretful. What's that gonna be like? That's probably let's hope that's a far ways away from now, but would I actually be happy to see what it's like? Like, to see what it's like to die, what's on the other side, what's going to happen. I won't know. I'm a firm believer in, like, I don't believe in afterlife, but I know you won't know what it's like to die until it happens. It's like when you get a good look at the monster in a horror game, and you're like, that monster's kind of ugly, and then you're sitting there and you're like, that monster's kind of funny. You might have that reaction to death. But my main point is that people, you meet people and you can know people so well that you can feel them, you can feel their love, you can feel their emotions and things like that. I believe that, like, if someone I love died, I'd be able to still talk to them even after they died, because they're basically up here in my brain. You know, when you meet someone, you're kind of like downloading them into your brain. You're kind of like, you have this little tattle version of them. Like, if you've ever played a Nintendo game, you get those companions that always talk to you. It's kind of like having a little helper. You know, like, can you hear your mom nagging at you in the back of your head about doing something that you should have did? Well, that's because you know exactly what the fuck she would say. And if that motherfucker passed away, you would know exactly what she would be wanting you to do, even if she ain't around on the earth to tell you about it. So, you know, I know it's kind of like nerdy or whatever, but can't you hear other people's voices and thoughts in your head? Wouldn't you kind of know what they would like, how they would react? Unless you, like, aren't paying attention to them and don't know them fully, or, you know, you aren't able to, like, comprehend the scope of how people function outside of, like, yourself and what you think of them. You should be able to recreate, like, what someone is like to you and have a helpful conversation with you, like, in your head right now. Like, what would your grandma say right now? What would your friends say right now? Essentially having this perspective, you can build up over time and circumvent ever being alone, because the people that you met in your life along the way, they'll always be with you to the end of ages, till the end of time. Every person you meet is kind of like a god. Like, everyone is a god. Everyone is essentially their own being. But they are always going to be there. Your brain can't even make up a person who has never existed before to keep you company. Like, you can make believe people in your head. Like, you'll never be alone. And you might look crazy or mentally insane for having, like, an imaginary friend, but my perspective is that every single person ever created had to be like an idea in someone else's head. Like, all the information and all the things that we learn are just ideas from other people, communicated from one to another. You're not the first person on earth to experience loneliness, and you definitely won't be the last. I don't know. You can copy, take, and steal parts of what makes you a person from other people. Maybe I'm just getting off topic. But that line in Matthew about not being afraid or not being alone because someone is with you for all the time is so comforting for me and easy to fall into. The sentence feels like a warm blanket over my body, telling me that no matter how dark it gets, that someone is always watching. That's how it felt to be a Christian. Someone is always watching me, but even without God, I am always watching me. You are your own person. You will always be there for yourself. You can do it. I believe in all of you more than I believe in myself. I swear, I believe in you. Even without God, you are the all-knowing master of your own human experience. Only you, the voice in your head, that will know all your untold secrets and insecurities until death, until the end of age, the end of time. Really shorter than the end of humanity, because, like, unless you tell somebody else, that, like, nobody else is gonna know. But I guess my viewpoint coming out of this is a little jumbled mess of dialogue, but we do actually need each other, and we shouldn't panic even if we are alone. Maybe it won't stay this way forever. Maybe you'll live another day until you finally meet that person that you have that genuine connection with, or you meet that group of people that have a genuine connection and they care about you, and they can share your loneliness. They can share the weight of mortality with you. Maybe it's really about giving trust to someone else that they can die with you, experiencing eternity, but being alone with nobody else around you. You might as well be the living dead. There's nothing to live for, in my opinion, if you live forever alone. The fact that another living human being bothered to give me a wristband, my grandmother, was something basically saying, hey, bruh, I'm going to basically be with you until you die. That might be the key right there, until you die. The people you meet along the way in life, you fucking met them, you experienced them, you witnessed them, you felt them, all that shit. You knew what happened. They are always with you. You can't erase them from ever being there with you. When you get old and that memory forsakes you, Hopefully everyone that you ever met along the way in your journey of life doesn't just magically disappear from your head. But honestly, it's not about tangible immortality or God itself. It's about the fact that within your mortality, you witness someone else going through that same mortality with you, the same end and the same birth as you. They might check out before you, maybe you before them. I'll always be able to, as long as I can move my hands and be able to hold a picture of someone I loved and hear them talking to me. I'll be able to have all the memories flood in at once and comfort me. Alright, but that's basically kind of the gist of what I wanted to talk about and why I want to talk about Matthew. I want to talk about that Bible verse. And that was really my inspiration for getting up to talk today, was another human being giving me something that is going to remind me about the fact that I am not alone. So because I am not alone, I am here today to tell you that you're not alone. And because I'm not alone, I'm going to keep talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. I'm going to get up and hold my nutsack and turn on the mic and talk about what I want to talk about. I don't got to do all that now, but I don't know. I don't want to get philosophical or religious and spiritual, lyrical, miracle. That stuff kind of messes with my head. I'm kind of crazy. In case you didn't know, if you follow my channel, subscribe, and things like that, you probably know I'm crazy. But it's one day at a time, my guy. One day at a time. But yeah, that's what's on my mind. And I want to know, like, what do you think about the afterlife and things like loneliness? Are you lonely? Our fingers. If you know that song. Are you lonely? You know, how do we succeed or fail to hold on to the nostalgia of life? The people, the places, the things, events. What happened to us? What happened to humanity? What happened to Lauren? How do you cope with your existential dread? You know, you at home, how do you cope with loved ones dying or becoming distant with people that you once knew? I don't know, nigga. Like me, I'm going to make a ghost out of you in my head, and I'm never going to forget about your face and the things that you liked and the things that you like to do. I'm going to have my own little version of you downloaded in my brain for the end of time. But in reality, I might never know. You might never know. Who does really know, right? Thank you. Have a nice fucking night and go fuck yourself, bro. Stupid ass nigga.